You are listening to Niger Health Radio, your wellness companion.
Listeners' discretion is highly advised as this podcast may contain strong language. Previously on The Dressmaker.
Do I have a short time to leave, doctor?
No, Tolani. If detected early, HIV can be managed very well to ensure positive patients live very normal, healthy lives. We just have to get you on antiretroviral drugs and ensure that you stay on medications. This is why early diagnosis is critical. Many people whose HIV advanced to AIDS were likely diagnosed late.
I can't marry a woman living with a virus.
Tolani's mouth opened wide in shock.
Stop lying. If the reverse were to be the case, would you? Small thing now. You ladies will be saying men are scum. I have an amazing future ahead of me, and I won't jeopardize it for love. Tolani, your love isn't enough. I am no longer interested. I've told my mom and she agrees with me. Please communicate the situation of things to your parents.
The Dressmaker. Yeah. The Dressmaker.
It was the month of July already. Tolani shifted the Ankara bag she had on her shoulder. She had an extra tote bag as well, and she tried to hold it with her left hand as she alighted and locked the car. A nurse waved at her.
Hello, Tolani.
Good morning, ma. How you doing?
She curtsied the Yoruba style.
I'm very well.
The nurse gave her appearance a full examination.
By the way, I love this your flowing dress. One of your collections, Abi.
Yes, ma. I have some of these skirts as ready to wear. You're in local. I even brought some today. They are very affordable too. Just 6,500 naira, ma.
Oh, thank you. Now I have something to rock the Owambe I have this weekend.
Tolani rummaged through the tote bag in her hand. She brought out 3 of the skirts and placed them on the car.
Oh yeah, make your pick.
The nurse picked the mint green one and Tolani packed it in a customized bag and handed her a card having her bank details so she could make a transfer.
I will let you know when I get an alert, ma.
Tolani continued her trip into the hospital. It had been a great year. After her diagnosis and Johan's sudden breakup with her in March, she had thought the world was over. Thanks to Dr. Dio and the support group and NGO was operating at the facility, she was having a great comeback. Her business was thriving and she had even gained popularity around the hospital where she was receiving care. She tapped on an office door. A voice ushered her in behind the closed door. She gently turned the knob and stepped in.
Ha, Tolani! It's so good to see you. Is it my eyes or did you gain a little weight?
The pretty doctor fiddled with her cheeks.
Yes, I might have. My mom mentioned it earlier today. I have been committed to my supplement.
She smiled.
That's very good. I am super proud of the woman you are, dear.
Tolani smiled at Dr. Foluke. The woman had become one of her most regular clients in the hospital. She makes dresses for her and her 2 preteen daughters as well. Somehow, her daughters just had a way of modeling her collections well. They were the reason she would be launching a tint collection in December. Tolani brings out the outfit from the bag.
I brought your other, ma.
Tolani, thank you for being prompt with this. Let me just quickly try this on.
All right, ma.
Tolani smiled broadly as Dr. Foluke made her way to the attached restroom in her office. Tolani sat on one of the black leather chairs facing the desk in the office. She remembered how she started sewing for Dr. Foluke. She had just left a support group meeting organized for HIV patients. Dr. Foluke had complimented her dress and asked where she could get seen. Tolani had told her she made the dress and the woman literally did a dance. Dr. Foluke had invited her to her office that day and told her that she, Tolani, was an inspiration. She remembered her exact words that day.
I know you have been coming here to pick drugs and I see you at the support group meetings, so I know you are HIV positive. But I've noticed the confidence with which you work in here. I'm so glad you didn't let your diagnosis weigh you down. You are living, and for that I am so proud. Some other people living with HIV should take a cue from this, honestly.
Tolani remembered that she felt very good that day. Dr. Foluke's compliment literally raised her up. That same day, Dr. Foluke had collected her card and started patronizing her. It didn't take long for most of the healthcare workers to know that she was a fashion designer, and her clientele base grew massively. Her fashion business was doing great, and honestly, life felt good. The restroom door opens.
It's the perfect fit. How you dey do am sef?
The satisfied woman asked. Tolani laughed.
As long as I have your measurements, delivering your exact fit shouldn't be a problem, ma.
She carried a now light tote bag.
I have to go now. I'll see you the next time I come, ma.
Dr. Foluke finally takes her gaze off the dress she was wearing.
Yes, my dear. I will do your transfer as usual. Thanks for making this nice dress for me. Daddy Magba.
Dr. Foluke winks. Tolani walked towards where the support group meeting would be holding. She saw some men and women seated on the benches. Some men and ladies were playing table tennis across the hall designated for the meeting. Different banners encouraging people to take their drugs daily hung on the wall, and there was a buzz everywhere. The support group meetings were interventions put in place to offer psychosocial support to patients living with HIV. Tolani's eyes stopped on a dark lady. She had long twists to her waist. She was on a slightly off-shoulder top on a pair of denim. The lady had been looking at her too. Tonali shifted her gaze away to her phone. Thanks to digital evolution, phones are now a very good way to avoid unsettling eye contact. She was yet to finish that thought in her head when she saw the big braids in her line of vision.
Hi!
Uduak waved slightly in Tolani's face and sat right beside her.
Hello.
Tolani responded.
Oh, this skirt is even prettier than I thought. Where did you get it from?
Tolani brings out the last piece of the collection from her tote bag.
I made it, and I have one left for sale.
Uduak scares in delight.
Oh, aren't I lucky? The skirt is so gorgeous. The print looks amazing and the style is quite unique. How much is it?
Very affordable. It's just 6,500 naira.
Considers price.
Sounds fair. You should give me a little discount though, since it's my first time.
Tolani spreads her hand on the rich fabric on her lap and gives a small laugh.
It's fine. I'll sell for 6,000 naira.
She shared her account details with Uduak so she can make the transfer for purchase. Uduak punched some digits on her phone to make the transaction.
Transaction done. So my name is Uduak.
My name is Tolani.
I've been seeing you for about 6 months now. It's from one awesome design to another. In my mind, I was judging you. I thought you were one rich kid who just spends on only clothing.
Rich kid there? Amen, no.
I didn't know you make all those beautiful designs yourself. I would like to learn, you know.
Tolani shifted uncomfortably on her chair. She's been skeptical about training anyone because that was how she came about HIV in the first place. She felt relieved when Uduak moved on to other topics.
I got diagnosed September last year. You?
Tolani's mouth was wide opened. This girl spoke about HIV like it was an adventure. HIV, the virus that altered our own life forever.
I got diagnosed in March when I was preparing for my wedding.
Uduak searched her hand for a wedding band.
You're not much of a jewelry person, are you?
Tolani looked at Uduak's bemusement.
Jewelry? Oh, you're looking out for my wedding band. The wedding didn't hold. The dude broke up with me after my diagnosis. I can't say I blame him though. It can't be easy to be married to someone living with HIV.
Why can't it?
It's a lot.
Her eyes shifted to the big rock on Uduak's fingers.
You're married?
Tolani's round lips formed a perfect O.
Did he?
Did he know? Did he know I was positive? He did. I must have contacted HIV from one of my university boyfriends. I was quite the vivacious one back at school. I wasn't very careful about my sexual health, so there were many times I had unprotected sex. Guess what? It was when I decided to finally settle with one man that I got diagnosed.
Uduak paused. Then continued.
I even begged this dude to end the relationship with me then. He refused. He followed me to counseling, learned how he can escape acquiring the virus, and he has just been so supportive. He is still HIV negative till date.
And Uduak moved closer and whispered to Tolani.
I confirmed I was 2 months gone yesterday.
She squealed.
I should be seeing Dr. Dio after this our support group meeting.
Oh, this is so beautiful to hear, Odwak. So it's possible to really live a normal life with HIV. Wow.
Yes, it's not about the virus, Tolani. It's about the people. My husband chose to see me beyond my virus. I admit that it takes a lot of courage. I am grateful for his true love every day. It encourages me to want to live.
I can only imagine, man.
The counselor who was to coordinate the meeting was already at the front. So they had to end their conversation, but Tolani knew that she had just found a friend in Odwak, which was good because she hadn't been keeping up with her old friends lately. She had never really been one to keep with too many friends, but even the ones she kept, she didn't feel the need to tell them about her status yet. Nonso came out to catch his breath. He had brought his dad for his weekly physiotherapist appointment. His father was presently with the physiotherapist. He brought out his mobile phone to check his mailbox. He didn't want to miss any update from work. Then, he saw that palazzo print. He knew she was the one, because on the 2 occasions he had seen her previously, she was wearing similar prints.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Tolani looked sideways.
Hello.
Hello, remember me?
Nonso flashed his white teeth in a grin. His friends often accused him of deliberately flashing that smile in order to get the ladies. He was innocent, of course, but he had to admit that his smile had an effect on the ladies.
Faintly, I feel like I have seen you before, but I can't quite place where.
You need food, lady. Food just the memory, I tell you.
Tolani laughs.
Truly, I haven't had anything to eat today, but I do not think that food is the missing link here.
Trust me, food is. Let me buy you lunch, a very big one. Let's see if it will not jot your memory. If it doesn't, I promise to tell you where and how we met.
He checked his wristwatch quickly. He hoped that his father's session would take a little longer today.
Why will I follow you anywhere? In this age of visualism.
She said in Geneva's funny voice.
Trust me, you're too fresh to be considered for visualism.
He attempted her tone but failed woefully. Tolani considered his request for a few minutes. She was done with the support group meeting and Dr. Dio was on leave. She had also completed all her fashion deliveries, so yeah, maybe she could consider lunch with the stranger.
Alright, I will do lunch, but that is if you will eat amala and ewedu.
Oh, you thought that would scare me, right? I'm a Lagos boy, and I'm game. Please give me a moment to inform my dad that I'll be stepping out.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Dressmaker Podcast, brought to you by Niger Health Radio, produced by Equitable Health Access Initiative, written by Temitope Olaomi, narrated by Olaton Adeola, theme song Sammy J, character illustration by Instincts Illustrations, voice actors Ogo Izuako Onyejepu as Tolani, Madwa Kolam Onyema as Johans, Emmanuel Afolayan as Nonso, Timothy Akimorele as Dr. Dio, Uju Umeozulu as Udwak, Ganiyu Agbola as Daddy Tolani, Mojisola Osadola as Mommy Tolani, Temitope Olawumi as Dr. Foluke, Korede Banjo as Daddy Nonso, Esther Oyekoya as Somto, Tominsin Majakodumi as Nurse 1, Rosemary Dada as Nurse 2, Emmanuel Afolayan as Horse Rider, Emmanuel Afolayan as Compared. Don't forget to subscribe and share.
The